Thank you, Mr. Dinçer. Honorable Mr. Minister Yılmaz, Ambassador Armitage, Ambassador Tan, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Union of Chambers and Commodities Exchange of Turkey, TOBB, and the Foreign Economic Relations Board, DEIK, I welcome you all to the conference. It has been 30 years since the first conference. The ATC TAIC conferences have become one of the most important platforms on Turkey-US relations. So I want to congratulate DEIK, Turkish-American Business Council, and ATC for this important achievement. Dear guests, we are here as a close allies and friends. Every government, both in Turkey and US, has put stones to build this solid relationship over the past half century. Following the exchange of visits by President Obama and Prime Minister Erdogan, we clearly see the political will and commitment for strengthening bilateral economic relations in both countries. President Obama named the relationship as Model Partnership. Model Partnership is also a target we all have to follow. How will the modern partnership be shaped? We need to analyze the structure and needs of our economies. When the first ATC conference was held 30 years ago, Turkey was a different country. Our export capacity was $3 billion. 90% were agriculture products. But now we produce much more sophisticated goods, such as automotive, machinery, and electronics. Our export volume is more than $130 billion, and our target is to reach $500 billion in 10 years. Along with the private sector, middle class has also grown in Turkey. This is highly visible from the consumption patterns. Anatolian cities are changing, and wealth is spreading more equally over the country. The growing middle class is a real anchor of stability in Turkey. And in my opinion, this is the most inspiring element of the Turkish model for the countries in our region. 30 years ago, Turkey was an agricultural-based society, and it had a resource-driven economy. Now, Turkey is highly urbanized. We are ready to transform into innovation-driven economy. This brings new set of challenges. We need to build our model partnership on this new economic structure. If model partnership is to assist Turkish economy to continue its transformation, it has to focus on increasing connectivity between our entrepreneurs, investors, and scientists. We had to admit that our partnership is not there yet, but we all see the strong political will in both countries. The high-level participation from both countries to this conference showed this common political will. Delegations are traveling between two countries. The political steps should be supported by private sector activities. Business needs to contribute to improving our ties. In fact, it should be even guide the process. We are aware of this mission, and as TOBB and DEIK, we are contributing to this goal with concrete steps. The Turkish-American Business Council, organized under DEIK, is directly focusing on Turkish-American economic relations. TOBB has been focusing on advancing bilateral cooperation, especially on entrepreneurship, venture capital, and innovation-related areas. As you all know, Turkey is the 16th largest economy of the world. However, the share of Turkish goods in US import is only 0.02%. Turkey ranks only 47th in the list of US import partners. To take a larger market share in the US market, we have to promote joint product and technology development between Turkish and American firms. If our firms develop products with American firms, it will be easier to sell to American consumers. This is why we are now working on establishing a binational technology development financing mechanism. This will matchmake between firms of two nations. Partners for New Beginnings, PNB, initiative of the State Department, is another concrete step to increase people-to-people connectivity. It reaches every segment of the society. And I have the honor of heading PNB Turkey chapter. This is a significant initiative to open the US-Turkey relations to all. TOBB is leading the Global Entrepreneurship Program in Turkey in 2012. In the Global Entrepreneurship Program will host many events that will connect Turkish entrepreneurs and global entrepreneurs and funds. Our vision is to make Turkey a hub for entrepreneurship in our region. This week, with Secretary Clinton's visit, we will be hosting a roundtable meeting in Istanbul with women entrepreneurs from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Turkey. Prime Minister's Global Summit on Entrepreneurship will be organized this year in Istanbul on December 2nd. This is a concrete example of how model partnership can extend to increase people-to-people connectivity of third countries. The attendance of Vice President Biden will mean a lot for this event. We are contributing to the program. Also, just before summit, we are holding the PNB Global Chapters meeting in Istanbul. Dear guests, as the Vice President of Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I constantly underline the driving forces of the transformation of Turkish economy in the last 30 years. Turkish transformation did not happen overnight. For several decades, and we have invested in democracy, rule of law, private sector development, entrepreneurship, gender equality, and growing middle class. These are the pillars of that Turkey is now. The success of Turkey's transformation process is crucial for Turkey itself as well as for the future of the Arab Spring. It is a source of inspiration for the newly forming democracies in the region. We have to further cooperate to make sure that the transition leads to a more stable and prosperous region. Dear guests, Turkey-EU relations has always needed the support of the United States. But today, we need the US support more than ever. Cyprus is still unresolved dispute. The initiative, which started in Bürgenstock with the US support, unfortunately failed in the referendum of 2004. We once more need the US support for a fair and lasting solution. We saw again the power of the US-Turkish friendship when both President Obama and Secretary Clinton made statements fully supporting Turkey's fight against terrorism. I witnessed a more positive outlook and stronger will to cooperate not only in Turkey but also within the US administration, private sector during my previous trip to the United States in June. Let us make use of this momentum. Let us continue to push forward to further cooperation. Let us carry this strategic cooperation to a higher level by strengthening the economic side of our relationship. Before concluding, I would like to especially thank Ambassador Armitage and Haluk Dinçer. Turkey have been working very hard for deepening Turkish-US relations. And also, let me extend my sincere thanks to the US administration for a solidarity shown after the recent earthquake. Thank you very much for listening to me.